Hi guys! Today I am doing a review of the Grow clock. I purchased this about a week ago and I wanted to sort of give you guys an idea of its effectiveness and how it works. So initially when I was searching for a clock, it's because my son he just turned 2 and we've had a lot of trouble with him with sleep at this point. He hasn't always been a great sleeper. From the day he was born, sleep has always been a problem for us. But now that he's getting older, I wanted to see if any of the tools on the market would help us get a little bit more sleep as a family. He decided a couple weeks ago that 5 a.m. was a good time to wake up. So he would get up and he'd be ready to start his day. And he was just sort of like all day grumpy, and so were we because we were just completely sleep deprived. He doesn't go to sleep till 11 o'clock p.m., so our window of sleep was very, very slim. And as all parents know, you're trying to get housework done and other things done while they're asleep, catch up on those things that you couldn't do while they were awake. So I was hoping that I could find a tool that would keep him asleep longer and we all would get the rest that we so desperately need. So in looking all over the internet, I came across this Grow clock and I decided that I would get it. It's quite an expensive tool, but as all parents know, sleep, you can't put a price tag on that. So I purchased it and I just wanted to give you guys my first impressions after we've been using it for a week. So right out of the box, this is the unit. The box comes with the actual clock. It comes with an adapter that goes to the wall plug, an instruction manual, and a little storybook. So my first gripe with this clock right out of the box before we even turned it on was it's not battery operated. And so if your child enjoys it and starts playing with it and happens to pull out the plug, it'll automatically shut down and it pauses in time. So if it shuts down at 11 o'clock, it won't say 11:01 until you plug it in again. So the time can get confused, or if you don't notice it was unplugged all day, you're gonna have to reset all your settings. So that wasn't a great thing, especially because it's a children's item. I'm not saying I want batteries, but at least if it could have a little bit of a battery inside of it to retain the information in case it gets unplugged, that would have been really great. So the way that the clock works is at nighttime, before you go to bed, it's going to look like this. So it has a star in the middle and stars around the edge of it. So you're going to set it for the wake up time, and when it's set, these small stars that go on the outside edge will start to count down to their wake up time. So if your child wakes up in the middle of the night and they're old enough, they can look and see, okay, I have 3 stars left. It's not ready. It's not time to wake up yet. When it is time to wake up, it will show a big sun on the screen to indicate to your child that it's time to get up. So that's the way that it looks when it's set for wake up time. What comes in the box is also a storybook. This book is supposed to help explain this clock and how it works to your children. I did not find this story beneficial at all. It comes in English and French. I read the story and it was confusing, and my son sort of paid attention because the pictures are cute, but the actual sort of purpose of the book to aid you in teaching your child about the clock, I found it really lacking. I'm sure you'll find other books and bedtime stories better than this one. So the clock comes with an instruction booklet. This thing, I feel like you might as well just throw in the garbage. I could not figure out this clock for the life of me. I have set up all sorts of electronics. I have, set alarm clocks my entire life, and this small little clock has stumped me to no end. It was so confusing, so difficult to set up. It has these up and down buttons and an enter button, and it has a lockout feature that I kept activating, like a child lock, and I wasn't able to get back in to the settings. Sometimes I had to even unplug it to reset it to factory settings to start all over again. I cannot explain to you how frustrating that this clock is to set up. I don't know if you need like some sort of engineering degree or computer sciences degree, but for me it was very, very hard to figure out. So that's one of the downsides that I found to this clock. And the other downside was that it will, if it gets unplugged, everything gets sort of messed up and you have to start over with programming it. So the instruction booklet is in English and French, and that's pretty much all the instructions for all the different modes there with it. I liked this clock because my son was really eager to use it. He really got on board with this concept from the minute I took it out of the box. He was super curious about it. I didn't have to like encourage the curiosity. He really thought it was a cool thing. The first night that we used it, he was a bit confused. He didn't quite get the concept, and we lost the entire night of sleep trying to get him back into bed and explain, no, the screen's blue. Wait till it turns yellow. Lots of tears for both of us all night for the first few nights. And then I have to say I just put it aside. Like, I decided that if I'm going to spend $80 on a clock, I could spend $80 to spend towards a mattress. So since having this clock, I've decided that if my son wants to be with us, let him be with us. I'm not going to force the issue that he needs to stay in his own room. But if you've got a child and your situation is that you do want them to stay in their bed until a certain time, I would encourage you to get this clock or another clock similar to it with the visual wake-up symbol with the sun and the moon and the stars and all that. The concept is fantastic. And I think that maybe when he turns 3 or 4, he might be more on board with staying in his room by himself. But for right now, we're okay with him coming into our room. The most important thing for us is that he gets enough sleep and that we get enough sleep as well. So maybe in a few years we'll retry this program. But for now, I would give it a thumbs up if you do want your child to stay in bed. It is a great tool to help you get there. But for us, it just wasn't the right thing. I guess co-sleeping is. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos all the time, and I'd love to review any products or services that you're interested in. Just leave a comment below. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.